We're going to talk about rebar. Let's start with footings. Typically we're looking for 3-foot centers, 15M bar. Bend the bar in an L, 8 inches by 30 inches. That lets you set them in the concrete, but you've got 24 inches sticking out. Wherever there's going to be a lap in rebar, you want to see 2 feet. So you need 2 feet sticking out of your footings. Horizontal bar goes every other course above grade. Below grade, it's every course. The vertical bar goes in each cavity below grade and then every other cavity on above grade. The horizontal bar needs to be tacked in place when we just use nails into the webbing. We stagger that bar, so every other course as we're going up, we'll leave them 2 inches one side or the other. That way we're able to thread our vertical bar through that bar. We don't need to tie it, it's held in place by the bar itself. If we're putting another course on top, if we're going higher, we'll want to leave that bar sticking 2 feet out of the wall. And that allows us to make that 2-foot joint that we need at every rebar splice. We generally leave all of the vertical bars until just before we're ready to pour. So all the horizontal bar goes in, it's set, we've got our levels, and then we drop in the last bar. It's a good idea to prep all your rebar ahead of time in terms of bending those corners. So we'll count up the number of corners that we're going to have, we'll bend all that bar. Keeping in mind too that on obtuse and acute angles, it really is handy. It gives you the same bend every time, and you'll just speed up your labor laying that bar later. With larger span windows and doors, you're going to need to have saddles in the nexum above the door. It's just a good idea to prep those as well, bend all those saddles up and have them ready. There'll be a spec for that as well. It depends on the situation and what's being called for, and how many courses of block are actually above the opening. It makes a difference. You're thinking about those lintels of concrete being a beam, and that's part of what the saddles are working for. Nexum will give you the schedule for rebar, just telling you where it needs to be laid, and that's part of the engineering process that they go through for you. It's important to follow that. It's a structurally reinforced wall that requires rebar. Rebar acts as really a secondary strength in this concrete.